Good morning, everyone. It's Monday. Are you guys ready to get started? I am here today. I've actually heard this thing this morning. I want to play it for you guys because somebody needs to hear this. I'll keep working hard until I get. I didn't come this far to only come this far. I hear some people saying things like, when I make it, when I get to the top. I'll keep working hard until I get to the top. Until I reach my goal. Let me tell you something. There's no end. Winners never stop. Welcome in. Set a bigger goal. If you get to the top of the mountain, find a bigger mountain. It's the journey. The continued pursuit of growth. The constant seeking of improvement. The challenge. That's what makes life great. That's what makes a fulfilled life. I didn't come this far to only come this far. When I get this goal, I'll seek more. Listen, I listened to that this morning and I just wanted to get on here and give you some motivation. You didn't come this far to only come this far. Good morning. I'm going to allow a little bit more time. Hi, everyone, for people to come in. If you are watching this on a replay, you can go ahead and skip ahead to about a minute or so in. I just wanted to feed you guys mind with the success today. You didn't come this far to only come this far. If you've reached your goal, set a bigger goal. Okay, good morning. We're going to hop right into it. My name is Cherie here, Tax GPS, helping you to navigate through taxes. Today we're going to get into how to fill out your W-4s. Have you ever started a new job and you had this form and you're like, what do I do with this form? Well, when I remember first starting my first job and they gave me a W-4 form and I had no clue what to do with it. And everyone I asked, it was like they knew what to do. They knew what it was for, but no one really could tell me what to do. And I had a couple of tax clients that needed help with this, so I figured that I will hop on here and give you guys information about how to fill out your W-4s, important information about your W-4s. So first, we're going to get into what is a W-4. Your W-4 form is basically the first thing that first set of paperwork that your employer gives you. And it's basically to help to tell your employer what taxes you need to be withheld from your paycheck. And it's based on your marital status, your dependents, and other factors. There are some new laws that have passed as far as your W-4s. So if you have not looked at your W-4s recently, I always say every year go in and look at your W-4s just to make sure that you're doing what you should with your W-4s, just making sure everything is updated. With the new tax laws have passed, tax brackets have changed, exemptions have changed. You just want to make sure that you're going in there and doing what you should with your W-4s. So for your allowances, the rule of thumb is you want to claim the amount of people that are in your household. For example, the more allowances you have, the less amount of money you have coming out of your check, and vice versa. The less allowances you have, the more money you have coming out of your check. So for instance, if you're a family of two, you're going to claim two to three, and you're going to have more money coming out than a family of five or a family of six. They're going to have more money coming out. So an example is this. I had a client come into my office this year. He came in this year, and I'm telling you, I cannot make this up. So I looked at his W-2 and he only had about $600 come out. And immediately I was like, we need to look at what's going on with your check. And he was like, oh, well, what do you mean? And I was like, well, you don't have enough money coming out of your check. And he was like, well, is it because I filed exempt? And I was like, no, it's not. It could be, but he was like, I only filed exempt in November and December. I said, well, that doesn't make sense. So I took a look at his paycheck stub, and lo and behold, he had 9 exemptions. This is a man who only had 2 people in his household, and he had 9 exemptions. Way too many exemptions to meet your tax liability. So you can claim as many or as less as you want to with your allowances when they're taking out money, but your tax liability never changes. So if you decide that you want your money up front, then that's fine. You want your money up front, you want to get paid right now. Then you can claim more on your exemptions. If you want to get your money in the end and make sure you don't have that tax liability, then you claim less. If you are a single person with no children, you need to be claiming 0 or 1. It is not a game, because that's why I have some people who come in and they have higher tax liabilities because you haven't had any taxes come out of your check all year. So you got to make sure that you're paying that. Or if you don't want your money to come out throughout the year, make sure that you have your money set aside at the end of the year. Come April 15th, you have your money to pay for your taxes. If you're a person that's not a good saver, then maybe you need a little bit of help to have it come out throughout the year. I have one more topic I want to talk on. I always hear people talk about this. Felon exempt. The big question is to file exempt or to not file exempt. It's not a right or wrong answer with felon exempt. Just know the stipulations when you're going to file exempt. If you're filing exempt and if you're filing exempt for the whole year, that means no taxes are coming out. So that means that you need to do your own saving and do what you have to do so that when you're saving, when it's time to pay your taxes, you're ready to pay your taxes. Have you put away 10% of your taxes, 10% of your earnings to pay taxes? I have some people that work off commission. So you may say, okay, I'm going to let them tax some of my check, but on my commission checks, I'm not going to allow them to do it. That's perfectly fine, because the government tax close to like 40% when with commissions. So I totally understand that. And some people I've had to say, oh, well, it's okay to file exempt half of the year, but not the other half of the year. It really doesn't matter when you file exempt. What I'm trying to bring home here is, if you have the money set aside, then file exempt. If you're disciplined enough to set the money aside, then file exempt. If you're not, you may need to be putting money, letting them take that money out of your account, because you don't want to get caught up with the IRS and you're not having your tax liabilities taken care of. So I always tell my clients the rule of thumb is, if I look at a paycheck, say if you make, we're going to do for round numbers, if you make $50,000, you want to make sure you're taking out at least 10% of that. So I can look at a W-2 and you make $50,000 and you only got $2,000 come out. That's a red flag. $50,000, 10% of $50,000 is $5,000. That's a safe. That's a nice round safe number for you. So however much money you're making, you just take 10% of that. Look at your W-2, and if you have $30,000 that you've made, do I have $3,000 that's come out of taxes? Now your tax liability could be more or less than that, but that's a nice safe number. It's a nice safe number. Anytime I see someone who has had, I made $50,000 and I only had $1,000 come out, that's not good, guys. So you need to have another $4,000 in your bank account ready to pay the IRS come February 15th. Okay, so that is it for today for your W-4s. If you have any other topics that you want to be handled or touched on, let me know. I book free consultations, 15-minute consultations, just to walk you through your taxes and see what you know and what you don't know. If you have questions for your tax professional, make sure you're asking those questions, because a lot of times you may not know what you don't know. That's why I'm here, just to give more information to you guys and to bring it to the forefront. Anything that I have that my clients are asking me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a video on that. If you want more information, more details, put your email down below. I can shoot you over a free tax checklist to get you started. Until next time, I'll be here Wednesday at 10 a.m. for my owner-operator truckers, with more information for them. again, this is Maestri Rhodes signing off, your tax GPS, helping you to navigate through taxes.